Symbol 16, the eternal body. The living being has, in its fundamental structure, an eternal center or eye, which emits types of motion that return to the same center. It is eternally enveloped in a multitude of cyclical motions. All cyclical motions result, upon their completion, in a new cycle. This structure of motion around the eye is therefore eternal and is referred to as the eternal body. Since all energies and types of motion in all cases originate from the eye and return to it through cycles, the being is the absolute first cause of its destiny, and thus the sole origin of its fate. The eternal and unshakable justice is thereby revealed as absolute reality. The eternal body, which revolves around the eternal center of the self, the I. This idea is both profound and poetic, suggesting that every living being is anchored in an eternal core that perpetually generates and receives energy in cyclical patterns. The notion of the I as an eternal center aligns with many spiritual traditions that posit an immortal soul or essence at the heart of existence. However, Martinus extends this idea by framing it within a dynamic system of motion and energy, emphasizing the cyclical nature of existence. The concept of cyclical motions returning to the I is particularly intriguing. It suggests that all actions, energies, and experiences ultimately circle back to their source, the self. This cyclical return implies a form of cosmic accountability, where every motion initiated by the I has consequences that eventually return to it. This idea resonates with the principle of karma in Eastern philosophies, where actions and intentions create a feedback loop that shapes one's destiny. Martinus, however, frames this within a broader, more universal context, applying it to all energies and motions in existence. The assertion that the being is the absolute first cause of its destiny is a bold and empowering statement. It places the responsibility for one's fate squarely on the individual, suggesting that the self is the originator of all its experiences. This perspective aligns with existentialist ideas of self-determination, but goes further by embedding it within a cosmic framework of cyclical energy. It also introduces the concept of eternal and unshakable justice, implying that the universe operates on a principle of absolute fairness, where every action and its consequences are inherently balanced. The idea of the eternal body as a structure of perpetual motion around the I is both a scientific and spiritual metaphor. It echoes the physical laws of conservation of energy and the cyclical patterns observed in nature, such as the water cycle or the orbits of celestial bodies. At the same time, it carries a spiritual significance, suggesting that the self is not static but is constantly engaged in a dynamic interplay of giving and receiving energy. This duality of science and spirituality is a hallmark of Martinus's work, offering a holistic view of existence that bridges the material and the metaphysical. In summary, Martinus's explanation of Symbol 16 provides a rich and multi-layered understanding of the self and its relationship to the cosmos. By framing the I as an eternal centerer enveloped in cyclical motions, he offers a vision of existence that is both dynamic and interconnected. The concepts of self-originated destiny, eternal justice, and the eternal body challenge readers to see themselves as active participants in a grand cyclical universe, where every action and energy ultimately returns to its source. This perspective not only deepens one's understanding of personal responsibility, but also fosters a sense of unity and harmony with the larger cosmic order. Explanation of Symbol 16. The symbol represents the living being. The white triangle symbolizes the I, which is the fixed point in the emitted and returning motions. The white flame cross is meant to express that the eternal body, in its entirety, is always in balance. The many violet circular paths, or destiny arcs, are cycles that originate from and return to the I. They symbolize all the different types of motion, composed of the living being's created organs, bodies, manifestations, and life experiences. The fact that the destiny arcs are represented in 4 sizes symbolizes that they appear in infinitely many sizes. Some cycles return immediately, while others are of colossal dimensions and extend through the entire spiral cycle. Additionally, there are even larger cycles, or destiny arcs. Martinus's description of the central details in Symbol 16 provides a vivid and intricate representation of the living being's eternal structure and its relationship to motion and destiny. The white triangle as the eye serves as a powerful metaphor for the self as the immutable center of existence. This fixed point anchors all motions, both outgoing and returning, suggesting that the self is the source and destination of all its experiences. The triangle, with its stable and defined shape, contrasts with the dynamic and flowing nature of the surrounding cycles, emphasizing the duality of stability and motion in the eternal body. The white flame cross, symbolizing balance within the eternal body, is a striking image. It suggests that despite the constant motion and cyclical activity, there is an underlying equilibrium that sustains the whole. This balance is not static but dynamic, reflecting the harmonious interplay of energies that flow to and from the eye. The flame cross also evokes a sense of spiritual illumination, hinting at the divine or transcendent nature of the eternal body. The violet destiny arcs, or circular paths, are perhaps the most visually and conceptually rich element of the symbol. They represent the infinite variety of motions and cycles that originate from and return to the eye. These arcs symbolize the living being's creations, experiences, and manifestations, illustrating how every action and energy is part of a larger interconnected system. The use of violet, a color often associated with spirituality and transformation, underscores the profound and sacred nature of these cycles. The representation of the destiny arcs in 4 sizes, with the implication of infinitely many sizes, highlights the vast scale and complexity of the cycles. Some cycles are immediate, reflecting the short-term consequences of actions, while others are colossal, spanning entire spiral cycles, or even larger cosmic processes. This idea mirrors the fractal nature of the universe, where patterns repeat at different scales, from the microscopic to the cosmic. It also suggests that the living being's existence is intertwined with cycles of varying durations and magnitudes, each contributing to the overall tapestry of its destiny. The concept of the spiral cycle, mentioned in relation to the larger destiny arcs, introduces a sense of progression and evolution. Spirals are often associated with growth, expansion, and the journey toward higher states of being. By incorporating spiral cycles into the symbol, Martinus implies that the living being is not merely repeating the same motions, but is evolving and ascending through its experiences. In summary, the central details of symbol 16 offer a rich and multidimensional representation of the living being's eternal structure. The eye as the fixed point, the flame cross of balance, and the violet destiny arcs of infinite cycles together create a holistic vision of existence. This vision emphasizes the interconnectedness of all motions and experiences, the dynamic balance of the eternal body, and the evolutionary journey of the self through cycles of varying scales. Martinus's symbolism invites readers to reflect on their own place within this grand cyclical system and to recognize the profound unity and purpose underlying their existence.